Voice jump scare! I'm going to show you how to install this. First, you need VRC Fury on your project. Once you have done that, you will then go to Assets, Import Package, Custom Package. Find the package that you downloaded off this page. Hit Open. After you open, hit Import. You will now find a folder called Akira Optic within your Assets browser. Open it up. Find the Optic prefab object. Drag and drop this object onto your avatar. Once you have dropped it onto your avatar, you will then need to align the green box with your avatar's hands. It is already set up for an A-pose avatar with a generic angle. However, if your avatar is in a T-pose, you will need to manually adjust it to match your avatar's hands. Use the short end towards the wrist and the large end towards the fingers. Next, you will be able to delete the box. After you've deleted the box, we will now need to find your avatar's hand. To do so, find the armature, drop it down into hips, spine, chest, shoulder, arm, and then usually you will have an elbow and then maybe a wrist or hand object. It may be named different depending on your avatar. Click on the prefab and then drop down this parent constraint. Underneath the parent constraint, there is a box that will say none. Drag and drop the hand into that box. After you've done so, press activate to ensure it is parented. At this point, we are pretty much ready to go. You can test your avatar using something like Gesture Manager to ensure that all the toggles are working and it is properly attached to the hand. After this, and everything is working, we can upload. In order to use the OSC integrations that it automatically enables when grabbing the revolver, you will need the Terrors of Nowhere Save Manager. Open it up and then drop down into the Settings button. Within Settings, scroll down until you find OSC, and then you will check the first box which says Send OSC Parameters. Check that box. Now, once we have it on our avatar and we have collected enough EPH to equip the revolver, if you have the Save Manager and you grab it, the sights will automatically activate. When you let go, the sights will automatically disappear. If you are not using the Save Manager, open up ToN Optic and click the Force Enable button within the menu. This will forcibly toggle on the Optic. Once you have done so, we will now need to position it to the gun. To do so, open up the menu and find the Mount Adjust Vert option. Raise this up until the dot is sitting above the weapon. After you have done so, use the Mount Adjust Lat option to slide the dot over until it is roughly aligned with the barrel. Now we need to adjust our rear sight. To do so, we will adjust our elevation and windage. Try and keep your gun pointed roughly straight while doing this. Adjust the elevation so the circle rests comfortably within the dot. Then adjust your windage left or right while the gun is aligned to get a rough 0. This is good enough for most close range pointing. However, if we want to be hitting long range shots, we'll need to fine tune this. This is where zeroing comes in. Pick a spot somewhere in the distance to aim at. In my case, I'm aiming at the corner of the hallway in the cheese maze. I will aim with the dot centered into the rear circle, pointing at the corner. I will zoom my camera in on the corner, and I will aim my weapon and take a shot. As you can see, the round impacted higher than where I was aiming. Since it impacted higher, I'm going to go into my optics elevation adjustment and adjust the elevation lower. If the impact was left, I will adjust my windage right. If the impact was right, I will adjust my windage left. If the elevation was low, I will adjust it higher. After some more testing, my shot is pretty close, and on the final one, I am almost on target. Another area that I find helpful in the lobby are these small pointing down triangles on the pillars that surround the area. With that set, we are good to go. Happy hunting out there.